You know we had to cap it off with Jesus. Edge life, you're too close to the ledge. We gon' push you forward a few steps ahead. It's that edge life. Oh, oh, gotta get it in your head, baby. Welcome to the edge life. You're too close to the ledge. We gon' push you forward a few steps ahead. It's that edge life. Oh, oh, gotta get it in your head. Welcome to the edge life.
Hey, what is going on, good people? Welcome to another Sunday fun day. Hey, this is
The Edge
The
Life.
Edge Life. Y'all know what it is.
Edge
Welcome.
Life 7.
Life
Everywhere
7.
podcasts are heard.
Hey, you heard exactly what she
That's
said.
right.
If you are not following us, make sure you go anywhere that podcasts are heard right now and you subscribe to Edge Life 7. It is good stuff. I promise you, this is episode
right.
like what? 41?
41.
41. We are on episode 40. Who would have ever thunk it?
I know. When we said we were going to commit to it, and we've been super consistent.
We did it.
And I really enjoy these opportunities to come in and chat with you all and share a little bit of transparency about what goes on in the Edge Life.
That's
and
right.
Hear from you all as well. So today is one of those days where we really want you all, to engage. So we're talking about bucket lists.
Yeah, the bucket list, the big bucket list. And before we get started, let's give them a quick backstory. Let's tell them what we did with the children. Tell them that, because I think they will understand our bucket list experience if we kind of give them the backstory. You want to share with them what we did with the children?
For those of you who don't know, we have a 24-year-old, a 19-year-old, a 17-year-old, a 16-year-old, and a 13-year-old, all of which are still living at home, with the exception of the 23-year-old. I think I called him 24, but he will be 24.
Yep.
And we needed a little Selah, a little getaway.
Yes.
And I'm always about the experience, because one of the things that I've realized is that experiences are the things that when you make memories, that's what really builds happiness in your life. And that's happiness that is sustained over a long period of time. And when you think back on it, it stirs up some more joy and some happiness.
Right.
And so I am the trip planner.
Yep.
Yeah. So I had a friend who had a cabin in North Georgia mountains.
Yes.
And so we went and took the kids to the North Georgia mountains.
Yes, we did.
And not quite 3 hours from here, but close.
Yep.
Close. And we're driving, and they're starting to realize, like, we're not going towards the beach.
Yeah.
We're
not going to Florida. We're not going to Florida.
We're not going to Myrtle Beach, which
Right.
is where you're from.
Right.
And they're kind of accustomed to that. And they're like, okay, where are we going? And then they start to lose cell service.
Yeah. Phone signal starts to go out.
Yeah. And what they didn't know is what we knew already in advance, or at least I knew, is that there was very limited ability to actually access cell phone service.
Ooh-wee.
Where we were. So it was a chance.
Yes.
But we shall live and not die.
Mm-hmm.
Man does not live by cell phone alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of their parent. And so we took them to this cabin, and really just to have an opportunity to really unplug.
Yeah.
From the kids. And so we don't, it's hard when we're at home and there are so many distractions and there's so much going on to really get them to, like, pull away from things.
Right.
We try to do family meetings and, play games and those sorts of things, but they're getting older now and it's just more and more difficult. But we had a captive audience.
Yes, we did.
So there were a bunch of movies there.
Yeah.
And so we just started reading through, I can't remember which one started reading through the movie titles. And we heard
the bucket list.
And we said, oh, man, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
And I think two of the children, one had only seen part, and one hadn't seen it at all. I don't think Kai had seen it at all.
Right.
And so we're like, let's do it. Yep. So everybody sat down and we started watching.
We all sat down with no phone service
No
with
phone service.
teenage girls and Mr. Teenage Kai, and we watched a movie. And here's the cool thing. First of all, we'll get into the bucket list, which is an amazing movie, but it was really really cool to watch them once they kind of got in the groove and realized, you know what, I think I'm gonna have to unplug. Like I have no choice.
Right. It's not an
They
option.
right they did that, and even as we were watching the movie, they sat and they enjoyed it. And for those of you who do not know, we're not necessarily the movie family,
No.
because we're always on the move. So to get us in a place where we go and we can sit down, that's very very rare, especially for an hour and a half, 2 hours at a time, right? So the girls in Kai, as they were sitting down, everybody got really comfortable. Everybody was just sitting in the living area in this cabin, and literally they were into this movie. And the movie is amazing. If you have not seen it, the movie is actually called Bucket List, and Jack Nicholson and Morgan Freeman are actually the two stars in the movie. And just to give you a little backstory of the movie, it's about two gentlemen who are diagnosed with cancer. One gentleman is super, super wealthy,
Yeah.
Jack Nicholson,
The
and
dynamics are just
yeah,
completely polar
yeah,
opposite.
it's especially with everything happening in the world right now. You have a white, super wealthy Jack Nicholson, and then you have, Morgan Freeman, who
Working class,
working
African
class
American.
African American male, and literally what happened was, they're diagnosed with cancer. They're inside of a room. Jack Nicholson's character owns the hospital, and he has this harebrained idea that he tells,
Policy.
writes a policy. So
Hmm.
he says 2 rooms all the time, something something, no questions.
Two
So
people
yeah,
to a
two
room.
people to a room,
Hmm.
right? So
Every time.
and no questions.
Yep.
So what that led to when he got sick, he had to
He had to share
go
a room.
into the room, and Morgan Freeman happened to be his roommate. Well, long story short, the two wound up becoming amazing friends. As you can imagine, they have some serious commonalities. But they sat down, and the whole movie centers around this list that is put together originally by Morgan Freeman, and then Jack Nicholson kind of picks it up, and there you watch them as they go through their bucket list.
Yeah, they both kind of they get their diagnosis basically, and Morgan Freeman starts to write that list,
Yeah.
to really think through some things, and he doesn't really want to share what it is, so he just crumbles it up,
Mm-hmm.
kind of in frustration, and throws it to the ground. And you just have a feeling that he wasn't able to experience a lot. Like, he had a
Yeah.
good life, and
Yeah.
his children were very successful, but literally, he got married young.
Mm-hmm.
They got pregnant out of wedlock,
Mm-hmm.
just as the story goes, and so he did the right thing. And yeah, it was just working, just trying to do. He left his dreams behind to do the right thing.
And the dude was amazingly
Oh
intelligent.
man, so smart! Like, he was watching Jeopardy.
He knew everything. He knew
Knew
every Jeopardy
He
answer.
even knew about the Kopi Luau.
Yeah, well, don't spoil it for him. The Kopi Luau. So
Yes, we won't tell
if
you.
you've never watched the movie, just check out
I
and look for
promise
the
this is not it.
look for the Kopi Luau, and you'll see. We sound so fancy when we say that.
Kopi Luau.
Kopi Luau, right?
Yeah. This is actually Ideal Mills Elevation.
Elevation. You
Elevation
mean
coffee.
Elevation House has coffee?
Yeah, shameless plug.
Where could they get coffee from Elevation House?
Well, it's simple. You can messenger us in our inbox at Elevation House on Facebook.
Yeah.
And we'll get you connected with that. We're about to have a store on our website. So
Wow.
that's like a side note. If you order your meals from Ideal Mills, which is a food prep service here in Rome, Georgia, they're also in Cartersville and Calhoun as well.
Mm-hmm.
You can order directly from them, and you can pick it up.
And you mean
How
it's
convenient.
amazing coffee, huh?
It's coffee with a cause.
Wow.
So, actually, one bag of coffee is what it costs us for 1 day of mental health recovery supports for our members at Elevation House.
Amazing.
So you give 1 day of recovery.
So
and,
it's the stuff that you're drinking.
Drink purpose.
It's not the Kopi Luau, but it's purpose in a cup.
It's purpose in a cup.
Purpose in a cup.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So getting
anyways,
back. Yeah, getting back.
So, Jack Nicholson picks up the list, and he just starts to edit.
Yeah.
And, of course, Morgan Freeman, he gets upset about it. And then they just kind of have this like heart to heart talk.
Right.
And, Jack Nicholson doesn't really have to say too much to really convince Morgan Freeman that he should do it.
Yeah, I mean,
and then he has that tough conversation with his wife.
That was a crazy conversation.
It was. And she was mad, but on a certain level, I guess she didn't have a choice but to respect what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
She just wanted to spend his final days with him, which I totally get. And he wanted to spend however much time he had left doing things that he hadn't done before. And that's the whole premise of a bucket list.
Yeah. Yeah.
Things to do before you kick the bucket.
Yeah. Yeah. And for us, as we watch the movie, obviously, there were certain things and certain feelings, and, you watch it and you start thinking, you're like, wow, what would happen if, everything that we did, we never really experienced life. We were here, we were on this earth, we had family, we had children, we had those kinds of things, but we never experienced life. What would it be like if you never experienced it? You know what I'm saying? So when you stop and you think about it, it's like, wow, there's so much going on in the world, and you want to make sure that you're living. You know what I'm saying? Or that you really live.
Yeah, I mean, there's a quote by Oscar Wilde, and basically what he says in the quote is that most people just exist.
Yeah.
They don't really live.
Yeah.
They just exist. And, I don't want to have gone through my whole life just existing. And I think, we've had some things that have happened, in our lives where, we realize that a lot of our life is not really, in our hands, that we've given other people and other things a lot of power over our ability to make decisions, or the decisions that we can make, or the resources that we have. And, we kind of like unspokenly, I made that up, just made decision, several years back, like, we're going to do some things.
We're going to do some things,
Yeah.
We're going to make sure that everything that we do, it's to create those memories, to create those experiences. When it's all said and done, I want my family, I want my children, I want my granddaughter to be able to look and say, you know what? We had a blast. Do you remember when? You remember when we did that?
Yeah.
And even this past, weekend, this past weekend when we went up to the cabin, we had never done anything like that before. And as much as the girls initially hated it, when we left, I said, did you have a good time? And they're like, yes, we had a good time.
Yeah, well, they subsequently called my mom and told her that was one of the best experiences that they had ever had.
Yeah.
They didn't say that to us, and I guess in fear that we might go back. I don't know. No, I'm joking. But yeah, they shared with my mother that was a really great experience. And one of the things that I want to say to a bucket list, we think that we have to have certain things in order to be able to do stuff that's memorable, that will bring us joy, that will create a certain level of happiness in our life. But in all honesty, it really just takes a want to.
Right.
It doesn't have to cost $1 bazillion. Now, in the movie, of course, the Jack Nicholson character, he had all the money to do whatever he wanted to do. And so he was able to do a lot of extravagant things. But one of the things that I've found is it's in my life, it's not really the extravagant things that I find the most memorable. It's, the picnics outside.
Right.
It's, remember when I took the kids outside to go camping in the yard?
In the yard.
Yeah. I mean, he wouldn't go.
Yeah.
But we went camping in the yard, and I ended up being the only one in the tent. And I was like, okay, yeah, this is, yeah. But I mean, still, like, that's something that, I can laugh about. Or remember when you came home and me and the girls were making a garden out back, and you're like,
what are you doing?
What are you all doing? Or the time you came home and we have this like pit. It was like a barbecue pit at one point. It's just it looks like a well, really, is what it did. It looked like an old well, but it's open just a little bit on one end, and it had some metal slats where apparently somebody had used it as a grill.
Right.
Came home one day.
And she's trying to set the house on fire.
No, I wasn't.
She was trying to set the
He
house
goes,
on fire.
"What are you doing?" I said, "We're having a bonfire." I was like, "We're gonna roast marshmallows." It's like, "You're gonna set the house on fire." I'm like, I already sprayed the house and the grass. We're good to go. Like, I know how to do this, bro. Like, I have experience.
I had the hose on standby.
You're the city guy, I have spent a lot of time at a cabin in the lake with my whole family.
Oh my gosh.
And those experiences, the Lanning family experiences at my grandparents' cabin in Fern Bluff. Man, some great memories were made there. And, that was instilled in me. And so I want to encourage you, like, number one, it doesn't have to cost $1 million.
Right.
And number two, it's a legacy that you leave.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a legacy. Like, to leave with your children that they can create and experience and choose joy there's no price that you can put on that.
Wow.
There's zero price that you can put on that, because the world is take. And happiness seems to be fleeting.
Yeah.
Like, sand through your hands or water in your hands. But to be able to teach your children that you can choose joy every day.
Yep.
In the simple things, and find it in the simplest pleasures of life.
Yeah.
It's so very important.
Well, even going back to this past weekend with the cabin, it was all simple things. We watched a movie in the cabin with the family. It was one that was obviously very, very meaningful, and I think made everybody think a little bit. Obviously, we're doing this podcast right now on this very topic. So
when you said we're going to do that versus, what we were thinking we were going to do, I'm like, okay, well, it's way less controversial. I'm for it.
But also, we also had another experience, as a family. We went to the drive-in movie, and in the middle of the country where we knew nobody, which was crazy in and of itself, but we didn't see like a big primetime movie. We saw Teen Wolf. How many of you all know about Teen Wolf, the movie?
Yeah, we went to a drive-in.
Yeah, I mean, it was the simple things, but the girls, they literally loved Teen Wolf. Kai was like, "Oh, this is the best movie ever," and Teen Wolf was like, what, like 1987, 85, Michael J. Fox. You know what I'm saying? So these are things that weren't really expensive, but they were memories. They're things that the children, we're going to remember forever.
Yeah, the fact that you all were scared, you and Kai were scared to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, we were scared to go to the bathroom, y'all, because,
we were in the mountains.
Yeah.
He's a city guy.
Yeah. I didn't quite know what to do with that, but it was good. It was good.
Well, a shout out to my friend, one of my sister's besties, who's actually visited us here in Rome, Georgia. Steph, just wanted to say that we're thinking about you and praying for you. I know you lost your little brother a year ago today, and we know that this is difficult, and so I'm sure even this discussion is near and dear. And we don't want to wait. Like, I feel emotional. You don't want to wait till it's too late, and you don't know.
Yeah.
Sometimes we're like hanging on or waiting for something, but what are we waiting for?
Yeah.
And what are you waiting to live for? What are you waiting to seek that forgiveness from somebody for? Even in the movie, I think one of the things that hit me the hardest was Morgan Freeman found out that Jack Nicholson had a daughter that he was estranged from and hadn't seen in years. And basically it was a misunderstanding because her husband at the time was abusive.
Yeah.
And so he took care of it. I mean, he didn't have the guy killed, but he took care of it. And she was very upset about that. And he just became estranged from her. Don't wait to mend relationships.
Right.
The most valuable thing in life comes through relationships. And how do I know this? Because the most valuable thing I have, the most precious thing that I have, is my salvation. And it came from a relationship that I have with Jesus Christ.
Amen.
And how did I get that relationship? Because somebody introduced me to a friend, a healer, a lover of my soul named Jesus. So don't wait. Like, if you know that your relationship is strained
Mm-hmm.
with someone, don't wait. Don't wait till it's too late to say the things that you wish you would have said
Right.
while they were here. And if the person is gone, write a letter.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
if you don't feel like, if you need closure, but maybe you're a victim
Mm-hmm.
to someone,
Mm-hmm.
make yourself a victor by writing a letter that maybe someone will never read, but you can release all of that. Don't wait.
That's good.
Get that off the list. Do it. Live life to the fullest.
Yeah.
You know, we're supposed to live an abundant life, an
Mm-hmm.
overflowing life. So ask yourself, what is hindering me in today to choose joy?
Yeah.
You know, I really I've been delivered from a
Mm-hmm.
spirit of perfectionism.
Mm-hmm. High five on that.
Yeah.
Good job.
Because it was stealing my life. I
Yeah.
mean, I can remember, and I've shared this before, when the children were really small, like
Mm-hmm.
just worrying over everything. When we built a house, painting the walls every weekend.
Every day.
Okay,
Every day, you all. She
With-
painted the walls.
Until I found a magic eraser, and that was like a miracle. But
And we would go
anyways,
through those like every day.
yeah, well, they just wear down into literally nothing. But, you know, or making sure that my children look tidy. Like, you know what?
Yeah.
You know, let them play. Let them have Oreo hands and grocery store feet, because before you know it, you're going to wish that you could see those little grocery store feet.
Right.
Because they're going to be grown callous feet that are dealing with life and circumstances, and you're not going to be able to hold them like they're little anymore.
Right.
You know, so don't wait. Like, let them live. Let them know what it's like to just live
Yeah.
in the moment, be present in the moment, you know. And I tell people at work all the time, just let's be present in the moment.
Yeah.
Like, let's be present in eating this sandwich right now.
Mm-hmm.
Taste all the flavors. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, just enjoy the moment.
I think that's so good, you know, making certain that we enjoy life and we don't just, as you said earlier, just exist. I know personally for me, you know, I had that epiphany moment when, you know, I was working, busting my backside, doing everything that I could to engage other people, entertain other people, make sure other people smiled, and I was going hard for it. But I'll never forget, you know, the day when I was on the side of the road, you know, driving to Jacksonville, and I'd hit the wall, and I was like, why am I doing this? You know,
Yeah.
what am I doing this for? I'm not happy, you know. And then, you know, having a colleague of mine, you know, make a temporary situation very permanent, right? And he did something that, you know, I wish he wouldn't have done. And because of that, you know, he's gonna have two sons who are growing up, and they don't have a father. But to watch even the company that I work for, they did what business does. They posted his job, and it was the most,
like within less than a week.
yeah,
I think.
it was the
Yeah.
most surreal thing. I was like, but how do you do that? How do you post the job? I mean, but he was an amazing guy. He did his job so well. I mean, which he really, I mean, like, he was the guy everybody liked, and he gave everything to the job. But that's ultimately part of the reason why
Yeah, he gave it all.
he gave it all. He really did. And so when I was on the side of that road, I was like, you know, I can't do this anymore. And then I came home, and I'll never forget coming home, and I was home, and Trey, who was 13 years old, who started feeling himself as a 13-year-old, you know, but he asked me one day, he's like, why are you here? I'm like, what do you mean, why am I here? I live here. He's like, yeah, but you're always away. And to hear those kinds of things from you know, the people that you love. And then I went to Carrie, and I was trying to get some comfort. I was like, can you believe what this young man just said? And she says, well, what did he say? And I said, well, he asked me why I was here. And your response, I'll never forget this, that day you said, well, you know, he does have a point. And I'm like, what do you mean he has a point? And you said, well, you know, there are times when I feel like a single parent because you're always away. And that was, I mean, you talk about like a punch and a punch, and that was like a knockout blow. And for me, that epiphany hit because I said, why in the world am I doing this the way that I'm doing this? Why in the world am I chasing after stuff that is not even gonna amount to anything? Why in the world am I not being present and being able to give everything that I can to my family, because ultimately at the end of the day, that's who I say I want to do it for. That's what I say I'm
Right.
doing. Like, that's when I
Yeah.
say,
If
like,
it's really the
yeah,
priority, make it the
it's my
priority.
priority, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
Providing for your family.
how in the world is it your priority when it's not your priority, or it's not recognized as your priority, right?
Mm-hmm.
So literally, it's one of those things where it's like, we got to stop living for what the system would say is and will bring you happiness, and we really have to live for the real genuine things that are eternal and that last forever. You remember 2 weeks ago the girls were sitting watching pictures, and they were one of the ones they were
Looking
laughing at
pictures.
was when you took them horseback riding.
Yeah.
That's
For
that's a
Jessa's
that's a
birthday.
memory
Yeah.
that is gonna last with them forever.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's a memory. So when we stop and we think about these things, how can we create memories, and what are the things that we can do to make sure that those memories, nobody can steal those things and take those away.
No, and it's never too late, and you're never too old, and whatever excuse that you're using. I was telling somebody today, you know what an excuse is? It's a lie.
Mm,
It's a lie that you tell yourself to talk yourself out of a blessing.
wow.
Because somewhere inside of yourself, you don't feel like you're worth it.
Mm,
You don't feel like you're worthy
yeah.
of that thing. And so we have to stop. We have to tear those lies down and start living life, and like pick apart the excuse. What is it really?
Mm,
And then look for a resolution to what it is really. I a lot of times will use money as excuses for things.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But again, like I said earlier, I have realized that, it's not always money. A lot of
Right.
people have never ridden a horse.
Right.
I had a friend who I was training, and she rode horses.
Right.
She said, "Well, bring your girls out to the farm where I ride.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see what we can do." They cleaned up a couple of stalls, and guess what they got to do?
Rode a horse.
They got to ride horses. So, I mean, there is a way when you have a will to do some things. And I know there have been a couple occasions in our life where I have some great memories of certain things that have happened where we've just pursued something we're passionate about.
Right.
And so I want to tell you, like, sometimes you just have to pursue your passion
Mm-hmm.
and, like, cast fear aside, even sometimes common sense. I'm not telling you to do bad stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not telling you to do things that, probably would kill you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But you gotta throw fear to the side sometimes. I remember we had read the book Without Walls.
Mm-hmm.
And we just loved their philosophy for the way that they did outreach ministry.
Wow. Yes.
And so Philip was, you weren't training? No.
No, I wasn't training that week.
No, but he had frequent flyer miles. So he had a way to get there. And I was pregnant.
Yep, you were pregnant.
I believe it was Zoe.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe it was Zoe or Jessa. Not sure which. But anyways, so we flew down there.
Yep.
And we stayed, I think it was it a Holiday Inn Express?
It wasn't a Good Day Inn.
But it was not the best. It was not like, Motel Roach or nothing like that.
Right.
But it was not the bestest.
Right.
They did have some like day old pastries they probably got for free for breakfast. But anyways, I was pregnant and known to occasionally become hangry.
Mm-hmm.
And this particular trip, hangry happened. Couple of times because we had no money.
Zero, like.
So we ate in a restaurant, and we knew pretty much, like, it was like, this is what we're having a Jesus moment because this is the Last Supper.
Yeah.
This is the Last Supper. And we ate at this little like Irish. It was an Irish pub kind of place, but it was like a chain restaurant. I don't even know. Some of you all who live in the Tampa area, maybe you know what it is. And we ate, and we were like, make it last.
Yeah.
Make it last forever. That's
right.
what we were telling that food, when it was getting in our belly. And then God just, like, had provision. So they invited us in to do everything with them. And the next day after church, we got to do what?
We got to eat.
With the homeless ministry.
We got to eat.
We served food, and then we got to eat ourselves. Like, we didn't turn it down this time.
Right.
And we got to eat with them and all those sorts of things. And so but we were pursuing something that went with our passion, something
Right.
we had a dream about. And
Right.
when I look back at that memory, I just laugh. I remember us calling on the phone.
Yeah, you had to call these days.
Yeah,
Check that bank account.
to check the bank account when we got back to Atlanta, because I was hungry and it was morning, and we thought surely that money had hit. It had dropped.
It did.
And it had dropped.
Ooh.
And I'm telling you what, I do not like fast food restaurants. I won't mention the name. And I was like, take me to the nearest drive-through and get me one of them breakfast sandwiches, because I was hangry. But we laugh about it now. But at the time, when it's something that you're passionate about, you're willing to make those sacrifices. And that's why I'm saying, like, pursue your dream.
Yeah.
Because it's never too late. You're never too old. Stop making those excuses and jump out there and take a chance. So you're in the spot of taking a chance right now. We talked about you betting on you.
Yep.
And I'll tell you all, he's working on that bucket list. Sometimes the bucket list is like a one-day thing. It's a moment in time. Other times it's, a season of where you're working on certain things. He's been up early and staying up super duper late, just to get those things done. So I have a feeling not only was the trip, but also just your place in life, kind of where you came up with this whole bucket list.
Well, again, it's been something that I've been just contemplating a lot. With this new season, being able to say, not only am I betting on myself, but there's everything riding on it. You know what I mean? And when I say that, I mean like future, destiny, purpose, fulfillment, all those things are riding on it. So it's not a burden or a heavy thing. It's enjoyable. Like I've had so much fun. I mean, and I'm staying up late, but it's like it's going. Like I'm looking at the clock. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's 3:00 in the morning. I got to stop. You know what I mean? I have to go to bed because I have to be up in a couple of hours. You know what I mean? To get Kai up and get things ready. So it's been really strange, just being in the season. But I'm like, there's something so much bigger, and it's like when you can see the so much bigger, time stands still, and you just push, push. And I tell you, it's been, I see so much. And I keep on looking at my wife, and I told her the other day, I'm like, look, we're getting ready to do some things, and she, I saw she had the no look in her face, but I was like, no, I mean, sorry, I mean, we're going to do it anyways, even if it costs money. I'm like, it's only money. That's it. And we have this running joke. I said I'll make another whatever. I'll make another widget. And she's like, well, ain't you out of widgets yet? I'm like, no, we'll make more. But at the end of the day, I want to be able to see her happy. I want to be able to see the girls and Kai and Trey and Carson. I want to be able to see them smile. I want to see them happy. I want to see them experience life. I don't want them to go through life and be able to say, like Trey said at 13, why are you here? Or my dad was never around, or my mom was never around, or they never did, these things that mattered for us. They gave us money, but they didn't give us love. And, the one thing my dad has drilled in my head, he's always said, he says, I may not have a lot of money, but I got a lot of love, So I want that's the place that I'm in right now, to where I'm pushing to create those experiences for this family, create experiences for people that I encounter, create experiences for people, that we minister to, create experiences, even with this new business, I want to create experiences for people, when people are down and out. I literally want to make certain that people are just, they're good. When they leave, and this may sound crazy, but when they leave from my presence, from your presence, from our presence, I want to say, you know what? Today my life was blessed because I ran into Phillip, because I ran into Carrie, because I happened to tune in to the Edge Life. You know what? I was blessed today because of that, and that's really what I'm trying to do.
Absolutely. And creating experiences, man. That's what it's all about.
Yep.
And it's simple. It's not, like you said, it's not about giving monetary things. It's about creating experiences. And so let's talk about, like, y'all put in here in your comments, like, what are your bucket list things? Like, when you look at the movie, there were some cool things. Like, my favorite one is the laugh until you cry.
Yeah, that was a good one.
And the way that it happened in the movie is the best. And I can't tell you about it because that would give it away. But, laugh, until we cry. Those moments.
Yeah.
I mean, just like the moment when we were at Without Walls, there was a moment where I can remember laying on the bed where literally I was laughing and then it was turning into crying and hangriness. And
remember we had those crackers?
Please. Yes. So we took the biscotti crackers and we got extra on the plane and we took them with us. So I had those little extra things of peanuts. He didn't fight me for him. He saw that look on my face and he just knew, my wife, is she going to eat me or going to eat the peanuts? So I better let her have them. But, that's one. And so one of the things on my bucket list, I was telling my mom the other day, I like humor, and I like to bring humor into work, and I like to bring humor here. I mean, some of you all may have seen our video where our kids decided to go see a scary movie. Here's another bucket list thing. And so I got this idea. It was the clown movie.
Yeah, the clown.
Came out last year. So last year about this time, it's going to be coming up on our Time Hop, I bet.
Yeah.
So I went to Walmart and I got a clown costume. And so I told Phillip, I was like, okay, you're going to go to pick up the girls from this movie. And
oh my gosh.
I'm going to hide in the trunk. Well, it's an SUV. So I'm going to hide in the back with the clown costume on. And I'm going to use a phone to shine it like up on my face so that when I pop up when we're in the middle of traffic, I'm going to learn them from going to scary movies because the whole night was an ordeal. So I got dressed and everything, and I got in the trunk, and I just so tried not to laugh the whole time.
That was hilarious.
That was so a bucket list thing. And I want to. So as we were driving through town, I just waited till we got like where there was some light.
Oh my gosh.
And I sat really slowly, just sat up in the middle of the seats. And the girls just happened to look back, and they had friends in the car too, y'all. So
it was hilarious.
It was
hilarious. Like literally to this day, I think that may have been one of the most funny things we've ever done. And the girls, you talk about screaming, and now I'm driving. I'm trying to make sure that they don't knock me off the road. The cars beside us, they're
screaming.
They're for real screaming. It was crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah. So, and then they were like, "Mom," because they kind of know. So, I had another bucket list thing that I wanted to do.
What do you want to do?
Not to the children, but somewhere. But I actually got an inspiration from Facebook, and I wanted to take an air horn and make it look like air freshener. And put it in a public bathroom somewhere, and just have.
So when they come, it's
when they go to spray the air freshener, be like,
oh man!
But I was afraid I might give somebody like a stroke or a heart attack. So I told my mom about it, and she was like, "You would kill me."
I'll give you one of mine.
I want to do something like that. I want to wear a really ugly outfit and wear it like I'm wearing it on purpose, like not near Halloween where people might think it's for Halloween,
right?
But just wear it all day and just do normal stuff, and just wear like a little cam or something and just see people
to watch people.
Yeah, watch their interactions like.
Speaking of that,
all day, nothing where anybody would punch me or I don't know how I might react, so I'd feel sorry for them because I ain't no killer, but don't push me.
Right. Right. Well, speaking of that, I'll never forget. I was in Vegas with my work team, and this was when those teeth first came out. You remember those teeth?
Yes, I remember you were wearing those teeth all over the place.
Oh my gosh! So the teeth, they were like the buck teeth. You all may know what I'm talking about, but I'm literally walking around in Vegas with those teeth in my mouth. And if you all remember those teeth, they were so ridiculous, right? So I'm
they look pretty real though.
But my team was behind me, so I was walking, and my team was like literally filming people's reactions when they saw me, and it was the most crazy thing. So that would actually probably be pretty cool.
I just love that. I love making people smile, making people laugh. I don't want to make them punch me or make them scared, but
Speaking of making people laugh, one of my bucket list things, I want to do stand-up comedy.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like I want to do stand up comedy. Like I don't know what I'm gonna say, but I want to get up and just do a little routine. Like a 3-minute
set. Is that what
set.
you call it?
I don't know. Is it a routine?
I don't know.
You all, if you're watching, if you're listening, let us know. Is it a stand up comedy act routine? Like what is it? I don't know. Put it in the comment section so I know. But
tell us like what's your like top bucket list? Usually people like have trips and things like that, and that they want to take, or maybe it's someone that you just would love to spend some time with us, either like with us or not with us. Some experience that you wish you could have.
What's your bucket list trip?
Bucket list trip. Well, it used to be Hawaii until like that happened. So
cross that off.
Phillip, I'll so go back.
Give me some of them pancakes.
Listen, y'all, I didn't have a lot of money. Again,
we enjoyed that thing. Though. We enjoyed.
So I got me a cup of coffee and I went to the beach.
Yeah,
and I had a book, called the Bible.
Come on.
And another book to add to it. So I had all the food that I needed.
Come on.
And I walked, I don't know, 5, 6.
A long time.
Blocks to the beach.
Yep.
But that coffee tasted like heaven, and my view was heaven. And so me and the pigeons, because y'all, they don't have seagulls on their beach in Hawaii. They have pigeons. But the pigeons like worship music. And so I was the bird lady, y'all. I was the first one on the beach, and all these pigeons. I didn't have any food. I did not have food, so it wasn't that. It had to be
the worship music.
But anyways, so yeah, I don't know. I like history. I think Trey kind of gets that, honest. And I would love to see the pyramids in Egypt.
That would be dope.
I would love to see the Egyptian pyramids.
That would be dope. I would
Rome,
I would like that.
All the history there in Rome.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would love to see the pyramids. They just blow my mind. Things like that, like that human beings could do stuff like that before all this technology, and then we act some kind of way when we can't get cell phones in a cabin. Like we gonna die. But yet people took a block that weighed a ton and drug it up the side of a brick wall with a rope.
And how did they? And they got it like perfect. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
It wasn't aliens, y'all.
Yeah.
That was human beings and their intelligence to be able to do that. So I would love to see the Egyptian pyramids.
I would love to go back past Hawaii to Bora Bora.
Ooh.
And I wanna stay in one of those little tiki hut things.
Oh yeah, that are like in the water.
That are in the water.
And they got the little net.
Yeah,
swimming pool thing, so the fish don't get you.
Yeah, I want to do that. Like,
I'm sure that net ain't gonna protect you from big ones.
Well, I all I know is I want to go there. Like they have the water that I'm talking about. Like it's a different kind of blue.
I still want to take the children to, foreign waters, to see water they've never seen before.
It's crazy.
Not Florida or the Carolinas. It's a different kind of water in the Caribbean and, other places like that.
But that Bora Bora, we can't take the kids there. That's just gonna be it. Come on, somebody.
That is a grown and sexy trip.
Yeah.
That is grown and sexy.
Yeah.
Walk a black sand beach.
What? Oh, that would be dope.
Black sand beach and ride horses on it.
That would be dope. The black sand beach. You know what else would be dope? Alaska, and watch the what are those things called? The Northern Lights. That right there.
That blows my mind too. Anything that blows my mind for, I'm game.
That would be
I got things on my bucket list that I know you wouldn't like.
Like what?
Like things you don't do.
Like what? I might be changing in my old age. I shave my face.
Like, let's start small.
Quasi said I'm like Kenneth Babyface Edmonds.
Okay. It's my baby face right here. So let's start small.
Okay, let me
and then I'll work my way up to the next one.
Let me see what you're working with.
A hot air balloon.
Yeah, I ain't going on a hot air balloon. Nah.
Okay, I should have went high and then went low.
Nah, I'm not. You saw what happened when I went on the merry-go-round thing.
That was a Ferris wheel. Merry-go-rounds go this way. Ferris wheels, y'all help him. Help him, Jesus. That's how adventurous he is.
I'm not past that on that. Can you
imagine?
imagine?
A roller coaster is when I drive over the little hump over there by Kellogg's. Some of y'all in Rome know what I'm talking about. There's this little space.
Oh, man.
Right when you go around the curb.
Yeah.
And if you go over it real fast, everybody in the car goes,
ooh, yeah.
I get them every time, y'all.
But, baby, this is a little bitty bucket.
Don't tell the police.
It's a little bitty bucket. The hot air balloon is like, it's a little bucket.
Small.
Yes, it is.
You can get a big bucket. I'll get you a big bucket.
Babe, how many people
skydiving?
In a big... Now, I might go skydiving.
Now, this man will not get in a hot air balloon, but he will go skydiving.
You know why I'll go skydiving? Because I'm strapped to somebody and we got a parachute.
Not necessarily.
But if you're in the hot air balloon bucket, you don't got no parachutes on.
You're not. I mean, you're going high enough. It would hurt, but
what you mean it would hurt?
You're not coming down like.
Y'all.
Like you're coming down.
If you fall, you coming down.
Helicopter ride over the volcanoes in Hawaii.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
And my grandparents did that, and I saw pictures.
Yeah,
and I've wanted to do that ever since.
I'll helicopter roll with it. I got that. Okay. I got that.
Okay.
I don't have a problem with like helicopters, airplanes. I can do those.
Okay.
Hot air balloons, not so much.
No.
I'm gonna have to have a shot to do that.
What kind of shots?
I don't
the kind
know.
you drink or the kind you take in your arm?
Well,
both.
Well,
I saw how you were on the Ferris wheel, so
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
You might have to be sedated.
I'm trying to tell you, I might not remember that. Give me two more.
How about you? You go.
Something that's on my bucket list.
Yeah.
Well, I've already given you a couple. Skydiving actually was on my bucket list.
Okay.
That's something that I do want to do at some point in time. I'm not sure when.
Look, he won't commit,
because
y'all.
it's going to take.
He won't commit.
No, I'm not committing because y'all gonna come back and be like, well, on the podcast, what you had said was, and I don't need all that. But I do want to go skydiving. I want to do one of those little submarine things.
Submarine.
Like I want to get in the submarine, like go underwater, like in the submarine, like drive. I don't know why. Maybe it's because that was one of the things I wanted to do as a little army kid or something. I don't know.
No, that's I'm so curious about whatever's in the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, I don't know what's down there. So
because remember I said you asked me what animal would I be, and he's still laughing at me, y'all. I said I would be like Nemo. I would be a Nemo.
Yeah,
I would be a fish.
A fish, y'all. She would be a fish
in the ocean.
She would be a fish.
I mean, the things that no human eye has seen, like a little fish eye has seen.
So you know what else I'm gonna do? Yeah, I'll change the subject on that one. On my bucket list, I am going to purchase a supercar.
A supercar.
Yes,
you want to fly?
No, I don't want to fly. I want to purchase a supercar: Bentley, Rolls Royce, Lamborghini, Ferrari. What am I gonna do? I don't know, but ever since Don Johnson had the little white Lamborghini thing in Miami Vice, it's changed my life. So
it changed your life.
It changed my life. So I was Tubbs because Croc.
You're brown.
Yeah, So, anyways,
yeah.
But yeah, let me say, I'm going to purchase a supercar. I'm a sell a couple more widgets, but I'm gonna get one.
Yeah. Okay. Sell a couple more widgets.
Yeah, I'm gonna sell a couple more widgets.
Go for it.
Give me one more.
I would love to take our entire family, everybody.
To where?
Like parents, siblings,
where we going?
Children, on a trip.
So
I don't know exactly where.
We're gonna have to
right
rent out
now.
a whole boat or something to take everybody.
A boat,
A plane, something.
a plane. You gonna have a trip? I mean, we gonna meet up somewhere. I mean, it might be the cabin with no cell service. Like, I don't really know where, but
That would be cool too. Like a whole family trip.
Just everybody, you know.
I love it.
Just take everybody,
Let's
know,
make that
because
happen.
we live in different places, and you know, I'd love to be able to pay for it all.
Yeah.
But just have everybody be in one place. Just
Let's pay for it all.
A Airbnb, okay, an Airbnb somewhere, and just have the whole family there.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. I love it.
Look,
hey,
see,
my mama said, now you're talking. Now
Yeah.
you're talking. She wasn't saying too much earlier, but now now she said, now you're talking.
Now you're talking.
Well, listen, I'm gonna say this. Whatever your bucket list things are, man, continue to put them inside the comment section, whether it be on Facebook, on the podcasting platform, because we definitely want to know, what you're thinking about from a bucket list perspective. That's it right there. You knew what I was saying.
And there's some tools out there.
Yep.
So we're gonna give a little plug to bucketlist.org. It's a service that you can actually, I think it's free, but you just sign up for it and you can view everybody else's goal. And so it's kind of the little bit of, encouragement by seeing other people's goals and that sort of thing. And there's over 7 million bucket list items for people. And that's really all a bucket list is. It's just goals that you'd like to achieve, right? But that can really push you and motivate you. And we also have another tool that can help motivate you to win.
Yep.
Because as P always says, if you don't quit, you can't lose.
That's
and
right.
So don't quit. Give these bucket list things a shot. Keep pushing. If it's something that you really want, it's worth pushing. It's worth going after. And so right there in the comment section is just a little free Edge Associates motivation experience for you to get you on the right track, to keep you pressing and pushing towards what is in your heart to do, what you're passionate about, what you were created to do, or to experience some joy and some happiness, and throw fear aside.
Absolutely. It comes with a couple good things. Has 16 audio tracks. 10 of them are just amazing. 6 of them are bonus tracks. Comes with a 50-page ebook, so you can really work to get your mind focused. Also has the different different activities in there and things like that for you. So it's definitely one that you want to check out. It's absolutely free for you all, our tribe,
Tonight.
our people, our family. We are giving it to you free. So make sure you click on that link inside the comments and get that, because it's going to be going away soon, but we want to make sure we offer it for you.
And so for those of you who are fairly local, at least to this region, you're going to recognize DJ D-Lo is the DJ on these tracks.
Absolutely.
So shout out to D-Lo. We've been walking beside him for a while, and he helped support you on this project.
Yep.
So it's good stuff, y'all. If you ain't been to a D-Lo party,
you better get to one.
Yeah.
Better get to one.
Yeah.
Better get to one.
So you have your own motivation party with Phillip and DJ D-Lo. So you need to go ahead and get this free resource. Absolutely.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it. So check this out. We will be back here same time, same place, and we looking forward to seeing you. So look, make sure you share this out. There might be somebody who needs,
sharing is caring.
Talk a little bit about the bucket list, right?
Some encouragement.
That's it, y'all.
Keep pushing.
Keep pushing.
That's
Gotta
right.
keep on pushing. Well, holla. See y'all next week. Peace.
You know we had to cap it off with Jesus. Edge life, you're too close to the ledge. We gon' push you forward a few steps ahead. It's that edge life. Oh, gotta get it in your head, baby. Welcome to the edge life. You're too close to the ledge. We gon' push you forward a few steps ahead. It's that edge life. Oh.